I've just finished a 16-hour shift. Now, it wasn't your typical work. It was sitting in a room and assisting people voting. Now, there's a lot of idle time, and typically I, as well as the majority of people my age, would have spent that idle time on their phone. I chose to do something different. I chose to sit. I chose to meditate or read. And in between those times when people were there, I chose to try and have small interactions as we were passing by in the moments between them collecting their paper and going to vote. And you know what? It made me have energy for the majority of the day. Yes, there was moments of tiredness, of fatigue, but the day went really quick and was enjoyable because I spent a lot of it being in the present moment. And I think for those of us in the digital age, constantly consumed with our phones and social media and mindless sedation, that the present moment has become a rarity. I can't tell you how powerful today was. There was times where I tried listening to music, but then I felt my mind, the voice in my head talking and taking myself out of the moment. And then I started to feel tired. I started to check the time. And I just felt drained. I would listen to music for maybe 2 or 3 minutes and then I'd have to put it away again. And there was a window directly in front of me, and there was a tree on the outside of it, and the tree was just blowing in the wind, and I was mesmerized just by this subtle movement of the leaves. It grounded me in the moment and allowed me to appreciate the time, not trying to numb myself. And those little interactions with strangers were better than looking at some bullshit online or trying to fill the time with anything. It showed me how easy it is to interact with people when you are present, when you are aware. Opportunities are always there to talk to people, to notice your surroundings, to just be. But we spend so much time on our phones that we almost forget that it's there. And it's not about forcing it. I didn't try and force any conversations or force myself to meditate or not go on my phone. I just allowed myself to sit and to be, and almost automatically these little sparks of moments, whether someone came in and I liked their outfit, or we could have a little joke, or even just anything, to just be in the moment. Because you'd think in a shift that long, sat in the same room for like 16 hours of the day, that would be most people's nightmare. And at a point, that would be mine too. But it was an opportunity to just work with what I had. Not wishing for things to be different, not wishing for it to be over, but allowing the space to see what the experience held. And what it showed me was that life is what you make it. Each moment is what you make it. And life is only made up of moments. The book I was reading was The Surrender Experiment. Was it The Surrender Experiment? Yes, the Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer. And this is a book essentially depicting Michael Singer's story about how he let go of the reins and allowed life to happen as it will. Not for what he preferred, not for what he wanted, but for what was. And how that had a transformative effect on everything. And this is the second book I've read on the topic of letting go. And I'm beginning to see how I'm beginning to glimpse at how effective and how powerful that can be. This journey of letting go started around a month or two ago. When I was in Portugal, I didn't make any plans, and yet I managed to meet amazing people and have unbelievable experiences. And the book, along with those experiences, demonstrate how often our need to be in control, to grip the steering wheel of life and turn it in the direction that we want forcefully, is often the thing that is holding us back. Whether it's our intuition, whether it's a larger planet play, whatever it is. There's the life that we force and the life that we allow to happen. And it can seem daunting to let go of the wheel, to allow the pieces to fall as they may. That idea would be so foreign to me. A past version of me believed that discipline was the answer. That life is that we are in complete responsibility for our lives. And I think to a certain extent that may be true. But there's a dichotomy between what is in our control and what is not. And I think allowing life to happen in addition to the ability to take action on those opportunities is the combination that can create experiences larger than we can comprehend. Since I've been open to this idea of letting go, of surrendering, so many good things have happened in such a short period of time. For 23 years of my life, I had a bad relationship with my dad. And I hadn't seen him in 2 years. And now my initial plan was to travel to the south of Portugal. My dad is from Portugal, but he wasn't there at the time. But instead I decided to go and spend another week with my little brother and his mum. And maybe 1 week prior, I'd had a conversation about how I'd let go of any resentment towards him, and instead wish to operate from a place of love. 2 days into me being back with my little brother and his mum, without me knowing, my dad showed up. And it was an opportunity to see whether this idea of letting go that I had, especially around such strong, deep wounds I had around my relationship with him, it put that to the test to see if I truly believed it and if I was open to seeing how that worked. And our relationship was massively different. It was more open, it was more genuine, and it was more loving. And that wouldn't have happened without the book Letting Go and without my openness to let life to happen. Because I wasn't meant to even go back to see them. And in that I was given this gift of a confirmation that life has my back. And life has your back too. I saw my coach last week and she gave me this book, The Surrender Experiment. And from reading the first 3 pages, my mind was blown, because the experience that Michael Singer had been talking about in his early stages of this surrendering was eerily similar to what I had experienced over the last 6 to 8 weeks. Once again, the synchronicity and the confirmation that I am on the right path. There is no wrong path. But because I've allowed my ego, allowed my voices and mind to step aside, to allow life to happen, there's been a shift. I'm more peaceful. I'm less anxious. And things just seem to be falling into place. So yeah, that's all I've got for today. Loosen your grip. Or even let go altogether. It will change your life. Grateful for another day. See you next time.